You need to speak with like show that you have energy.
Say no.
How do you get?
I get again. I think I had to teach.
What happened?
You say it's a long story. Say no.
No, it's fine. We have all night, Tom. Tell me. You must talk about these things. What happened?
Se na re bapala skipping sa nkgathatsa se.
Then that's a good type of getting tired. Yeah, good exercise.
Hey, skipping le mara se a hlese.
Kamara kwa kgethileng bapala skipping. Ka qeta wa complete.
You say we are best friends. Ga bontshe gore re di best friends. Yes.
Wow. All right, so I got your scope.
Say. 8 times 4.
It's 8 times 4.
Kopantse tsa answer set.
Kopano.
Ke o kopa hlese.
32.
Thank you.
It's not difficult, right?
Hanyane se hanyane hai. It's not that difficult. Mara for rona ba bang e thata hlese.
What are you doing? You're doing your other homework when you're supposed to be concentrating.
Ke ngola fela.
Now, why would you want to do that? Just DJ. One of our 8 times 4. That's just incredible. Incredible.
In what?
Incredible.
Also was
It's a French.
French.
Yeah. But French people, when they want to say incredible, it's incredible.
How do you know?
I've lived with a lot of French speaking people, eh?
Oh.
Yeah, I studied with them. Oh my goodness. I
Okay.
a lot of, yeah. So this is your scope. What you
say? It's not scope to say.
Yeah.
Papa,
no.
Say.
This is better.
Yeah, just say you. I sharp, say sharp.
Whole numbers, multiplication, common factors, assessment. I don't know what that is. Properties of 3D objects, perimeter, area, and volume. Assess. Oh, it's a test. You're gonna do this 3, get assessed, and then do this 3. Oh my goodness. Okay, sure. A brief history of that's the sound this thing makes when it reminds us that we have a meeting.
Okay, sir.
Brief history of weights and measures, division, numbers. Which one would you like us to start with?
A brief history of weights
and measures. All right.
Yes,
please do me this favor because I don't have I'm going to do my background in any case, but I'd like you to take images, photos of this part in your book, send it to me so I know exactly how to go about it.
Okay.
Shoot. So we will do all this within 3 weeks, and then we'll have about 3 weeks to revise, which would.
Yes.
So you're going to do math until you're red in the face.
Yes.
Good. Except for tonight. Except for tonight, I want us to read one last time, not one last time, but yeah. Then from tomorrow,
Okay.
yeah, because I only received your scope today, so I want to prepare tomorrow, Friday, and then, the other days. We will be doing Viskander.
Eh?
Viskander.
So what's that?
Mathematics.
All right.
That's mathematics in Afrikaans. Viskander.
Hi. Okay. Hi, Afrikaans. Hi, maar.
Do you know what computer science means is in Afrikaans? That's what I studied
No.
when I was at varsity. Computer science.
Sir?
Rekenaarwetenskap.
Sir?
Rekenaarwetenskap. Computer science. That's what I studied. I studied computer science and informatics. I did Viskander as well. So many years ago. The year 2001 was my first year.
Sir, what's 9 times 6?
Kopan, let's read this. Let's read this. Let's focus on one thing at a time. Harry and Annie. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Harry and Annie lived a mile from town, but they went there to school every day. It was a pleasant walk down the lane and through the meadow by the pond. I hardly know whether they liked it better in summer or in winter. They used to pretend that they are travelers exploring a new country and would scatter leaves on the road so that they might find their way back home. Their way back again. When the ice was thick and firm, they walked across the pond. But their mother did not like that they walked across the ice this unless someone was with them. Don't across the pond today, children, she said, as she kissed them and bade them goodbye one morning. It is beginning to though.
It is beginning to thaw.
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 Well, say. Sê storie sena ke a se tseba man ha ke re fare ke a se tseba se sekolong re a re bala se ne re etsa dintho ne re araba dipotso ka yona re etsa le test ka yona.
No, that's fine. Remember now, we're not just doing it for the sake of you're gonna do it at school and stuff. It's all about reading and your pronunciation, your pauses, which is great. I really have to commend you on that. When you get to the commas, you are taking pauses. When you get into the full stop, you are stopping. That's pretty cool. Let's just go through it, and there's also the second story, and then we'll call it a night.
Okay. All right, mother, said Harry. Not very good. Nature Delhi. Because he was very fond of running and sliding on the ice. When they came to the pond, the ice looked hard and safe. There, he said to his sister, I knew it. Hadn't third any. Mother is always afraid we will drown. Come along. We will have a good time sliding. The school bell will not ring for an hour at least. But you promised, Mom, said Annie. No, I didn't. I only said all right, and it is all right. I didn't say anything, so I can do as I like, said Harry. Annie said Annie. They stepped on the ice and started to go across the pond. They had not gone far because the ice caved away and they fell into the water. A man who was at work near the shore heard the screams of the children and plunged into the water to save them. Harry managed to get to the shore without any help, but poor Annie nearly died before the man could reach her. Harry went home almost frozen and told his mother how disobedient he had been. He remembered the lesson learned that day as long as he lived. Eh? Yeah.
All right, that's that, but that's all right. Let's do this one. Fossil mystery. This one sounds okay.
Fossil mystery. Fossil mystery. What is that? It looks like a fossil. It looks part human. It can't be. The archaeologists all started taking at once. I listened to snippets from each of their conversations. The word animal and human. We argued about, with half of us thinking it looked like while the other half was thinking it looked like the other. As the chatter started to dwindle, I spoke. What if it's near human or animal? What if
I'm gonna have to stop you. You're beginning to get a bit lazy. Please say every word, right? Neither, no. Okay?
Neither, no.
Right. Let's start from scratch.
As the chatter started to dwindle, I spoke. What if it's neither human nor animal? What if it's something we haven't discovered yet? Maybe even something from out of our world. There was silence as my colleagues digested what I'm saying. I was saying. Frank said, I think you might be right. I think you might be right. It's not a dinosaur or any other animal we encountered. It's not a human. What else could it be? The other scientists started talking with one another again. They were talking about tests they could run and about species of animals they could look up to compare this fossil to. They began to head back to their laptops to begin researching. Frank and I stayed behind. We continued to examine the fossil. It was hard to describe the creature that was fossilized. It was smaller than a human, but looked it would have stood on 2 legs instead of 4.
All right, let me interrupt you there. Please reread the highlighted part.
Frank and I stayed behind. We continued to examine the fossil. It was hard to describe the creature that was fossilized.
Okay, so that's
It
fossilized.
fossilized. Creature that was fossilized. It was smaller than a human, but looked like it would have stood on 2 legs instead of 4. Its head was large and it had 6 fingers on each hand and 8 toes on each foot. Do you think it could have been a human from long ago? Frank asked. Maybe, but I've never seen one with that so many fingers and toes. I answered. It could be a new animal species. Maybe it just looks like it would have stood on 2 legs, but it only looks like that because of the way it was fossilized. I really don't know. Frank and I headed back to our rooms to think it over and get some sleep. The next morning, we rushed straight to the fossil. There were already other archaeologists there, with confused looks on their faces. As I headed closer, I began to see why. The fossil was different. It had changed overnight. Now it looked like a smaller bear. What happened? I asked. No one had an answer. None of us could understand how a fossil we had dug up yesterday just changed. He spent time examining it again. We took pictures and videos of it. We researched to see if anyone had ever came across a changing fossil. No one found anything that was helpful in solving our mystery. What kind of fossil was that? When night fell, we set up a rotation to make sure 2 of us were with the fossil at all times. We wanted to make sure that someone wasn't playing a prank on us by switching fossils somehow. All was quiet for my watch, which was in the middle of the night. In the morning, I went by the fossil to again find my colleagues puzzling over the fossil. It had changed again. No one had seen or heard anything on their watch? How and why did it keep changing? To this day, no one has found the answer to the mystery. But it it is very interesting to see the creatures the fossil dreams up.
Lovely, Kopan. Are you still keeping track of the new words and checking them
Yes, sir.
in your dictionary?
Archaeologist is a person that you motho like a etsang a sheba like the fossils se
Fossilic.
ke masapo a kgale a diphoofolo like the dinosaurs.
Oh, that's amazing. Quite amazing. Kopano, please look up the definition of archaeologist. Yes, it's correct, but it's partly correct. They do that, but they also do other things. Have a look at it from the dictionary and then you'll explain it to us.
Okay. So this week I'm not gonna hold.
You're not gonna, yeah, no, it's okay. You know, I mean, you coming from Smith to Godway is, yeah, it's quite something. I feel like you don't have to come, but I can help you with these online classes and do exactly what we do on Saturdays. So you don't save on petrol. Nkhono doesn't have to wait for you so long, you know, all of those things.
Uh,
Yeah, I think it's just an inconvenience for everybody. When you come here, it's just an inconvenience for everybody.
really?
A lot of money for petrol. 4 hours waiting for you.
Sir?
4 hours waiting for you. That's not child's play. So I don't think you should necessarily come. It doesn't really help. I'll make sure that I work hard enough to help you with the online classes. Like,
Yes, sir.
yeah, that you don't feel like you're running from behind. If we have to have like longer online classes on weekends, we can have that, you know.
Ah,
But I don't feel like
yeah.
you necessarily have to come. Now it's just way too much money. Way too much money.
Yes, sir.
Hey, yeah, hopefully then we'll start. Sunny, I'll prepare and then I'll have your mathematics. We'll do mathematics for the next 3 weeks until you blew in the
Sir,
series. Kopano.
kopa o nketsetse ntho exam ya mmetse he hape.
Hey, ke downloadile tse ngata di-exam. I'm going to give you an exam every weekend because that's what I'm going to do with them. So I'll give you an exam. You will write it over the weekend. That's what we'll be doing every weekend.
Okay.
Hey,
Hey, yes, secure.
good night. See you tomorrow night.
Good night, sir.